So I get asked a lot how to make forges, and this is basically how I make a forge. Get an old gas bottle that you've got from a reputable dealer that's been cleaned out, internally clean, gas free, so that you can cut it. Alright? Or take a new cylinder, buy a new one and do it. Whatever you have available to you. Now they're so cheap, it's probably worth doing that. So the first thing we're going to do is mark up. We're going to cut this neck ring off, but while it's there, we're just going to get a rule and give ourselves a line across there. Piece of cake. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to draw around our neck ring. Alright, and what we've just drawn there is our door. Alright. So the next step is to cut the neck ring off, cut out the door, and cut off the base ring. Grind all that smooth, and we'll go to part 2. Alright, so we've done that, we've cut out our door. Next thing we're going to do is mark up the rest of the cylinder. So we're going to start off with, we're just going to get a rule and get the front door level so that it's the same height on both sides. Perfect. Blocks there, so it's level. So then we come around the back and at that same height, come around this side and we just draw a line like that. Measure twice, cut once, make sure that it's still all nice and level and square, and that's fine. So that's the bottom of our door. So that is going to be the base and it's going to come through there. So next thing you want to do is find the centre of your cylinder. You can mark the centre. Now it's up to you, that's obviously. Now you can make the door as wide as you like and as high as you like. Alright? I think 25mm or 1 inch is high enough, but do it however you like. I'm only making knives, so poke through is never going to be thicker than that, no trouble at all. And you lose heat through the back door, so you want to make sure it's as thin as possible. I like it a little bit wide, maybe 3 inches or 4 inches wide and about an inch high, but you can do it however you like. So you can mark up the door, and that's the next thing. The one after that, just grab that base ring that we cut off it. Just pop it on there. Okay, get it vertical. And then get your pen, pick a spot, basically where the curve starts is normally where we do it, and then just go around at that height. Move your pen, look at that. Nothing a bit of paint won't fix. Must have moved the cylinder. Move the mark on the thing. Alright, turn that off, that's fine. Alright, there you go. You mark up your door and you cut that, you can cut that off. And the other thing to do is to put a line across between the two pieces, so down the track, when we go to put that back on, you know where it came off. Because that'll mean the door is still lined up. Okay, thank you. Burner port, you're going to work at about 30 degrees, and we're going to drill a hole basically where the weld is here. That's big enough to put the burner nozzle in. Alright, so we're going to cut some refractory now to go in it. We're using, in this case, 2-inch thick, 50mm, 128 density KO wool, ceramic fibre wool. 128 is the minimum I'd use. I'd prefer 160, but I can't get it at the moment. So 128 is fine, as long as you don't get the soluble fibre stuff. Alright, so here's our little forge. We're going to do a quick measurement. And to get a measurement, just get a bit of stiff tube, whatever, and basically bring it in about 1.5 inches or 40mm from the sides, and mark the point, measure that, and once you need to know that length. You've already got that length, so from this point on, I'm going to have a mask on, and I need an assistant with a mask if you've got a dust protection, so you get some dust protection. This stuff, I don't know, I guess it'll kill you. They tell me it'll kill you, so make sure you wear dust protection.
So you're cutting there to the length that you've already measured with the pipe?
That's right.
And the height is the combination of the gap left over in the tank in the two parts.
Plus a little bit.
Plus a touch.
On the bottom.
Oh, that top isn't the top.
That's right. Oh, this way. Have a look at it. So the gap's at the bottom. The gap's at the bottom. Can you grab me another base ring that you cut off? That one up here is fine. At the bottom. Oh, that's good. Right, so we've lined it with wool and we've compressed it down. We've welded it, got a burner hole cut, and just put a few tacks on it just to hold it back together. Next we get a hacksaw blade. Just been sharpened. It doesn't need to be in a fancy holder, you can just wrap it up in tape or something. Get your forge level, make sure your doors front and back are still level. We've marked that so we know they should be. And then we stick our saw blade through gently just by working the point through. Once you've got the point through, you just work it through to the edge like that. Come back through the other way, like so, and you can go up to the corner there like that, back in, come back along the top there, and around, obviously keep your mask on for this. And then you can just tidy it up. It just needs to be tidied up. You can get a new hacksaw when it's not bent. Alright, now turn it off, that's alright. Righto, so we've cut out the door and now we're going to cut out the burner port. Here's our socket. There's two dimensions that are important. The first is the outside diameter. We need to bed this about halfway through that 50mm thick wool. Then we need to step it in so it's the inside diameter that protrudes through. That'll protect it. And now I've got a little trick to do this involving one of these little cheap circle cutters. These are pretty inexpensive things. So what you do is find one that's the right diameter for your burner, so it'll slide inside. So that one's just a bit small. That one there is the perfect size. So if I slice a hole through something with that, the burner would go through, right? So that's one. The next one we need is one the same size as the inside of that. And look at that, that one's the same size as the inside. So we need those two. We get the holder. We stick it on there. Now the wool's about 50mm thick, and I've got a mark here about 1 inch, maybe 20mm to 1 inch. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut through until we reach that mark. So come over here with our dust protection on because we're going to be working with this nasty stuff, and everyone will tell me how naughty I am if I don't. Righto. Alright, that looks pretty good. So, I'll just come down here. You can see my mark. I'm literally just going to keep So that's it. Then we get our other one. Right, now we'll get our, there's it, we can come in close now. What I'm going to do, just go down that slot we made. Ta-da! Like so. So when our burner goes in there, like so, we can weld around it. That becomes our burner nozzle there. Now, coal is very soft, so what we're going to need to do is make that hard, and we do that with a product called rigidizer, which we'll spray on there, and when it gets hot it'll set like cement. It'll go really hard. So I've got my rigidizer, I've just put it in an old spray pack, and I'm just going to go around with it, a nice misty spray. So I'm going to spray in here. Later we'll do the whole forward, but at the moment just in here, because you can't do it later. Give it all safe and nice, look at that. And then we're going to take our burner nozzle, socket there, and we're going to weld that in place. Righto.
Action.
Alright, so what we're doing now is putting in the floor, which is essentially very fine grain, castable, refractory. As you can see, it's like doughy sort of stuff. It's like dough. Give it a good wobble and get all the air bubbles to come up. Okay, spin it around, we'll do the back. Keep it flat now, because otherwise it'll just run around in there. Right. Now there's different types of material in refractory, and this stuff's a bit runny to make grooves in the bottom. But if what the refractory you have is a stiffer refractory, you can make little grooves in the bottom.
What would be the benefit of the groove?
Just lets the heat go around the material a bit easier. It actually doesn't matter that much, because once you've used it for a little while, they all fill up with like scale and flux and crap, and yeah, it really doesn't make a lot of difference. Alright, so we need to sit that somewhere where it's going to be dead level and chock. So we've got those bits of steel out here still.
I'll grab 'em. Oh.